What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We almost had a no-hitter and a 3-home run game in the same game from one team. That would have been historic, and speaking of history, Sonny Gray, he just tossed one of the greatest games by any human ever, and I'm not joking. It didn't make sense with how efficient he was. The Orioles almost put up 25 runs. That is not a typo. Their starting pitcher gave up 7 earned runs and still somehow won the game. Kyle Tucker made his return to Houston, but a kid he got traded for kind of took over the game. And the Red Sox, man, they've been the worst offense in baseball ever since they traded away Rafael, and fans are already saying that this is going to go down as one of the worst trades ever. But then Giants fans are kind of looking at the trade like, wait, we haven't been that good either. So again, we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. We recap every single baseball game almost every single day, so stick around and hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget that recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code Fuzzy to save $20 off all of your tickets. And if you haven't already, be sure to download Underdog Fantasy. If you do so, you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash credit and a free pick'em when you use code Fuzzy. Coming up first, we have that game that featured a 3-home run explosion from one guy, and his starting pitcher took a no-no into the 9th inning, so almost 2 pieces of history in one game. The man who rakes, he swatted out 3 in one game. Spencer Steer hit his first in the 2nd, another one later in the 4th inning, and after Austin Hayes as well as Gavin Lux drove in a few more extra runs, Spencer launched his 3rd of the game, his first non-solo home run, by the way, that 3rd one. His buddies, they were making fun of him because I guess they went golfing the day before, and he was shanking everything. So, like, if he has a terrible round of golf, maybe that's because his baseball swing is too dialed in, and yeah, he's just going to be a good baseball player instead of a good golfer. A lot of fans have been asking the questions, why do baseball players golf during the season? Doesn't it mess up your swing? Anyways, Nick Martinez, the starting pitcher, he was masterful. He went 8 no-hit frames. The pitch count was really getting up there, though, so it was kind of do or die in the 9th inning. This won't help. He started the 9th with a walk. He's over 110 pitches. And dang it, instead of Martin Maldonado, basically a free out, the Padres pinch hit Elias Diaz, and he ruined the no-no and the shutout. What a jerk. Obviously, I'm playing. But Nick Martinez going 8 innings with 1 base hit, 6 strikeouts is still insane. The Reds are 43-39. The Padres are 44-37. So look at the Reds catching up to the Padres record. The Orioles were down by 6, and they ended up winning by 14. How does that even work? So Jonathan Aranda, he's proven that he's mad. He wasn't voted as an all-star finalist. I'm mad for him. Same with Brandon Lau. And then the other Lowe also went yard. This one's Josh Lowe. And here's Brandon Lau. Again, they're both Lowe, but one's Lowe, one's Lau. He mashed out a 3-run home run for his 17th. It's like the fact that Aranda and Brandon Lau are not all-star finalists is just stupid. What else is stupid? Jinxing your own team. The Tampa Bay broadcast called that 3-run home run a knockout blow in the 2nd inning. The Orioles, they flipped the script in a hurry. Kobe Mayo had a monster game. He had a 2-run double, and I'm going to trim this game a bit because so much happened. We're going to skip to the 5th. Both teams, they kept trading runs, so it's now 7-5 Rays. Well, it's now 7-6 Rays. Colton Cowser, the whole crowd is now mooing, and the Kraken is bringing home the cow. Gary lifted out a 2-run go-ahead home run. Colton later in the game, he doubled again. He had 3 doubles all by himself in this game. Gary added another pair of RBIs. The Orioles, they kept the floodgates open. They ended up with a 15 spot by the 8th inning. It's a 16 spot after Jackson yet again flexed the opposite field power. Good for him because he was 0 for 6 before that swing. Gunnar, this is his 4th base hit of the game, his 9th home run. He's been red hot the last, I would say, month. Mullins had a 2-run double, and Kobe Mayo, I mean, he's shrugging because this was his first career home run. He's been one of the best AAA hitters ever. He's been awful in his short time in the big leagues, and it's just kind of funny that one of the best hitters in AAA history, his first home run came 37 games into his career, and it was off a positional player. By the way, the Orioles starting pitcher Tomoyuki Sagano gave up 7 earned runs, and he got the W. Philly was held to 1 run over their last 3 games, and they took out all of their frustrations on the Braves. They beat the Baltimore Orioles 4 home runs. Now, they didn't score 22, but also they didn't give up a single run. Trey Turner, please do this for another 4 or 5 years. I need Trey Turner to be a Hall of Famer. The defense has been sick, by the way. I need you guys to call your loved ones. Nick Castellanos just hit a prodigious home run, 445 feet for a long 3-run tater. Otto Kemp, the rookie, one of my favorite rookies in baseball, he also muscled out a 3-run ding-dong. He's top 6% in sprint speed, and he's already showcasing some pretty good exit velocities, bat speeds, and some defense. Bryce Elder, he's just not a big league pitcher. I hate saying it, but he has a 6.15 ERA since last year. Schwarber, he's proven that June is not over. 439 feet for his 25th home run. He was drafted in June, he debuted in June, and he has a career 910 OPS in June. This is just embarrassing. It's fun sometimes, but also embarrassing. Trey was a triple away from the cycle. He goes yard instead for a second of the game. Schwarber tried to hit one at 800 feet. He missed it. He missed another one. He just struck out for a safe positional player. The dugout was cracking up. The Phillies deployed a couple different guys because there was a rain delay. They have their 6th or 7th shutout of the season. The Phillies are 48-34. The Braves are 37-44. Kyle Tucker, he's back in Houston. He got a bunch of hugs before the game. He and Ryan Pressly had a standing ovation. Don't forget that Pressly is one of the greatest postseason relievers of all time. More standing ovations. Tucker, he popped up in his first at-bat. He's getting more love this time as he's taking his position in right field, and he did this a ton when he was a member of the Astros. It's got to feel pretty good to do that in your old home ballpark as he threw a dart to Nab Paredes at home plate. From there, it was all Houston. Yiner, he swung as early as a human can physically swing on a ball outside without whiffing it. He snuck it out for a 2-run home run into the Crawford boxes. Cam Smith, the rookie who was traded for Kyle Tucker, he enjoyed this home run that went to the train tracks. He's batting .370 with 7 extra base hits and 11 RBIs with an over .430 on base his last 16 games. By the way, the Astros are 13-3 over those last 16 games. Nico, he was the only Cub to get to the rookie starting pitcher Brandon Walter. 1 earned run over 6. He has a 3.3 ERA. He's holding it down. Matt Shaw was the only Cubs hitter to get to the Astros pen. He had 3 RBIs on doubles in the 7th and the 9th. Josh Hader is now 22 for 22 in save opportunities. The Astros are 1 win away from being MLB's 13 to 50. They won 5 games in a row. I don't care if this sounds dramatic or hyperbolic. My Cleveland Guardians are playing pitiful baseball lately, and honestly, they don't deserve Jose Ramirez's all-time team-friendly contract. Like, maybe I'm just mad because we're now 15-23 since May 14th, but again, it's getting pathetic. You just saw Pedro Pages and Alec Burleson both go yard in the 3rd. Burleson's up to 10 home runs, and there he is with another extra base hit. This Burleson guy has literally been a top 10 hitter in baseball the last 2 months. Nolan Arenado just traded places with him. He is 1 double away from 400 for his career. The future Hall of Famer, he's 100% making it. Arenado then secured a 2nd RBI, and that gave Sonny Gray a 5-0 lead. Sonny went all 9. We're going to show his entire start and his first complete game since 2015. Wait until you hear how many pitches he threw because he was historically efficient, and he might need a new category because he beat the Maddox. I'm going to show all 11 strikeouts. My friend Dalton Feely on Twitter got the stat. Sonny Gray became the first pitcher ever to go 9 innings with 1 hit or fewer with 0 earned runs, 0 walks, in under 90 pitches. You guys are actively watching highlights of one of the greatest starts in baseball history, a complete game shutout with 11 strikeouts and 89 pitches. That is history. The Cardinals are 45-38. The Guardians, they're at 500 now. The Yankees and the Jays also threw some shutties. Jazz, he fully enjoyed a second deck. Hold on, I got to show this highlight for the A's. It was the lone highlight for them. I think Nick is one of 2 first basemen who can make that grab because Matt Olson and Nick, they're what, 6'4"? No, they're probably bigger than that, 6'5", 6'6". Anyway, back to Jazz. He's now hitting .325 with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs and 21 games coming off the IL. Aaron Judge, he got intentionally walked, so you're walking 1 MVP to get to another. Bellinger placed it perfectly. He lasered it back up the middle for another RBI. He's batting basically .300 with a near .870 OPS since late April. DJ had an infield single thanks to Mitch Spence trying to barehand it, and Will Warren, this kid has a chance to be special. 5 scoreless with 7 strikeouts. He has 103 strikeouts in 80 innings. His pitch mix, his pitch shape, and his windup all are basically a carbon copy of Michael King. That's how disgusting he is. Devin Williams, he has a 1.45 ERA and 25 strikeouts his last 18 innings, so it's safe to say that he's back. He has 11 saves. The Yankees are 47-34. What in the world happened to the A's? They were 20-16 on May 5th. They're 13-35 since. Listen, I'll be the first to say that Rafael Devers, in my opinion, acted like way out of character. I don't think that he's that person in his core, and honestly, I think the Red Sox front office didn't help either, but he should still be on the Red Sox raking. Instead, he's a Giant now, and the Boston offense has cratered. Not only did they lose their 6th game in a row, but they got shut out while allowing almost double-digit runs. The Red Sox starter Brian Bayo tried to limit the damage. He had 3 RBI singles, 1 to Springer. By the way, this first one was basically manufactured by Vladdy. You just saw him. He singled, belly flopped in for a stolen base, and now he's avoiding the tag. He was called out, but the challenge did in fact overturn it. The 2nd RBI single came off Bo's bat, and the 3rd off of Ernie Clement. And look at Alejandro. Look at the count. Alejandro Kirk, another 2-strike base hit with runners in scoring position. That is a 2-run double. He's batting .323 with 2 strikes and almost .350 with runners in scoring position. Jose Barrios, I'm so happy that he's back to being fixed. Remember, he was broken in 2022 with a 5+ ERA. He went 7 scoreless with 8 strikeouts. He has a 3.2 ERA in 17 starts this year. Andres Jimenez ended the scoring with a 2-run single in the 8th inning. The Blue Jays win big 9-0. They're 44-37. Now it's time to talk about the Red Sox. Boston is now 40 and 43 after losing 6 in a row. They're hitting 187 as an offense with a combined OPS of 566 as a team since they traded away Rafael. Like, that's really, really, really bad. Roman Anthony, he's batting 128. Marcelo Myers hitting 208. Christian Campbell isn't even in the big leagues anymore. He's in AAA after he went on a month-long slump. Is this going to be one of those trades that the Red Sox really regret? Is this going to be Mookie Betts all over again? Or did they go with the right approach of fixing the clubhouse vibes and trusting in the youth and that they're going to be okay going forward? Also, by the way, Trevor Story, he's been paid over $80 million to play only 242 games the last 4 seasons. And in those 242 games, he's put up an 85 OPS plus. So there's a lot going wrong with Boston right now. Rafi's new team, the Giants, they just got swept by the Marlins, so it's not like they're having the best and most fun time ever with Rafael Devers. This was an easy game to recap, by the way. Adames, he botched a play, but after that, the Giants offense helped out Landon Roop. Wilmer Flores tied it with a slicer down the left field line, and Aaron Savali, he's allowed 8 runs with 9 walks his first 16 innings as a White Sox. Landon Roop went 4 scoreless after that first inning unearned run, so he's going to get the W after Ryan Noda. I don't know why he's playing outfield, but he missed it. Patrick Bailey, he gets the go-ahead RBI. Camilo Duvall, he strikes out 2 in the 9th inning. He has 13 saves. The Giants are 45 and 37, but with Devers, they're batting .225 as a team. They're 4 and 6 in terms of win-loss record, so I feel like it's way too early. Like, we got to be patient. It's a perfect reminder to just emphasize patience in Major League Baseball. Both teams are going to be fine, in my opinion. Just give it some time. Let it breathe. I mean, look, Angels fans are being rewarded for having the patience of a monk or something like that, because Joe Adell, after Josh Bell socked a 2-run home run, Joe Adell hit his 11th home run of June. He ties Juan Soto, who I think homered again. Adell was a top 50 prospect in baseball from 2018 to 2021. 4 years in a row. He was deemed to be one of MLB's next superstars. He's been a really slow burn. Nolan Schanuel, he's found his power stroke as of late. And Taylor Ward, he's been found his power stroke, his 20th home run. He's on pace for 41 after setting a career high with 25 last season. Here comes the Nationals, though. That is a 2-run 2-bagger for Jacob Young. I was about to say that Angels starting pitcher, who I like a lot, Jose Soriano, he was throwing way too many pitches over the plate, but then I saw that next swing. CJ Golf won, it's 5-5. It was 5-5. Renhefo, he stole the lead back, and Mike Trout, he made it a 2-run lead. A bunch of runs later, it's 9-8 Halos in the 5th inning. James Wood, he skied a sac fly to right to retie things, and the Nationals erupted. Rookie Brady House got it going with an RBI double. Nathaniel Lowe played to James Wood an inning later, and in the 9th inning, the Nationals ran it up to 15 runs. Riley Adams had an RBI double. He scores House. Luis Garcia Jr. had a 2-run knock to end the scoring. The Halos are under 500. The Nationals also under 500 at 34 and 48. Like I said, Juan Soto hit another home run, but it was sandwiched in between 9 Pirates runs. Base hits from Jared Triolo, Alexander Canario, and What is Soto doing? He misread that Canario double bad. He's playing his worst defense ever. He's almost at negative 10 outs above average already. Mitch Keller, look at him striking out Francisco Lindor. He had a few strikeouts. Juan, I'll show this. He has 11 home runs this month now. He's tied with Joe Adell for the most of anyone. Cabrine got it back. He's got a sneaky little 6-game hitting streak. What if he just randomly fixed himself over the last few weeks? That is a big 2-strike swing, and that's a big swing in general. Brian Reynolds, a 3-run cannonball. He has 10 base hits his last 5. The Pirates, they went easy. His fam got it to an almost 10 spot. Mitch Keller, by the way, is now 2-10, 2 wins, 10 losses with a 3.9 ERA. He finally got some run support. He and his teammate Andrew Heaney have the fewest run support of any starting pitchers in baseball. By the way, the Mets are 3-11 since they won 6 games in a row. I lied a little bit, not going to lie. Actually, Kansas City starter Michael Wacha now has the second fewest run support in all of baseball, right ahead of Mitch Keller. I had to use that as a transition to this next game because the Royals have been painfully bad on offense the last few weeks. The Dodgers, not so much. Ohtani and Muncy have literally been men amongst boys. Ohtani, he went to the fountains for his 29th home run. He has 57 home runs with 47 stolen bases and 125 RBIs his last 162 games. What even is that? Muncy, he's still the leading baseballs ever since he's been able to see them. 4 home runs his last 40. He has 44 RBIs his last 38 games. Teoscar, he owes Dustin May steak for the next week. That is a pathetic showing of effort on defense. He floated to a ball. He missed it. Isbell gets a free RBI double. Bobby's up now with 2 outs. It should have been 3 outs. Damn it, Ouchtown population, you bro. Looking at you, Teoscar Hernandez. Bobby, he's trying to break out. That's just his 11th home run, but he's still on pace for his 7.5 F-WAR because of the doubles, the stolen bases, and the platinum defense. Showtime again. Shohei splits the gap with a game-tying triple. That's his 7th 3-bagger of the season. Mookie won it. He scores a ton. Won it? Not so fast. Tanner Scott, he's in a jam. A bases or a jam, 1 out. Jack Caglione, he grounded it. Whoa, he is slow. I guess, I mean, we're not expecting Chandler Simpson speed at 6'5". I mean, Ellie De La Cruz is that fast, but he's also skinnier. A sick pick from Freddie completes the double play. The Dodgers are 52-31. They've won 5 in a row. So if the Tigers do not beat the Twins, the Dodgers will have sole possession of the best record in baseball. Brooks Lee and Byron Buxton have been unstoppable lately. My lord. Lee with another RBI extra base hit. The Buck Truck went 425 feet for his 18th home run. He's nearing 30 career WAR with just over 700 base hits. That doesn't make any sense. He's just that good offensively and defensively when he's healthy. Brooks Lee got on base again. That's his second base hit and RBI. The Minnesota offense is no joke, especially now that Trevor Larnach is figuring out the pop, and Brooks Lee, he's getting on base. That is a squeeze, all right? So Buxton, he's diving headfirst, and that basically ended the game. Colt Keith, he did triple for the Tigers and scored on a Gleybe single, but spoiler, that was it for the Tigers. Griffin Jax, he had a chance of blowing it, but he locked in. He was amped up. He had 2 strikeouts in the 8th inning. I mean, look at the neck vein. Sheesh. David Festa, he gets the W after going 5 2/3 shutout with 6 strikeouts. Johan Duran now has 12 saves. The Twins are 40-42 after winning 3 in a row. Again, the Tigers, they're second in MLB. This next game needed 12 innings. I'm going to skip a bunch, not going to lie, because the Mariners and the Rangers both got 1 run in the first. Seattle on the Jorge Polanco RBI single. Texas on the Corey Seager solo shot, or as my friend Little Man says, Seagy. I don't know if my voice just cracked or I was doing an impression. I don't know. Now, the Rangers found themselves down a bunch, but they got right back into it in the 6th. Simeon doubled in Josh Smith, and singles from Adolis and Sam Haggerty. They made it a brand new ball game, so we're still tied in the 11th inning. Seager, he wants to go home. He flared one to shallow left. Miles Mastrobuoni caught up to it, and then he had the game-winning RBI. So a game-saving catch, a game-winning base knock to score Randy, who somehow snuck under the tag just ahead of the rocket throw from Ezekiel Duran. The Mariners are 42-39. The Rangers are 2 games under 500 despite having a decent plus 17 run differential. The Marlins are trying to win 5 games in a row, and they've won 4 against pretty good teams. So 5, I mean, the Diamondbacks are a good team. This was a really fun game to script. It all started with a standing ovation for Ketel. We know he had that very personal moment against the White Sox a couple days ago. Agustin Ramirez and Kyle Stowers, they're proven to be a serious dude. They both doubled in a run early. We're going to fast forward to the 5th. Miami's up 4-1 when the power woke up for Arizona. I'm going to say power bat a little bit loosely because Jake the Rick McCarthy and Geraldo Perdomo do have some thump in their bats, but they're not 40 home run guys or anything like that. It's 4-4 on the 2 long balls. A kid out in the pool caught Perdomo's home run. Kyle, I'm going to call this kid Kyle Light Tower Power Stowers. Goodbye baseball. His 13th home run. Rookie Javier Sanoja, he tripled to make it 6-4 fish, but the Snakes got one back. Alec Thomas, he torched a 410-foot solo home run, only to have another Miami rookie show up. Heriberto Hernandez is batting .333 with 5 extra base hits his first 18 games. The Marlins ran it up to a 9th spot after a big boy home run from Otto Lopez, who was all of a sudden playing like a star. He's batting .310 with 20 RBIs and really, really good defense and speed his last 27 games. Here comes the Snakes, though. It's a bases of a walk, and Pabin the Punisher made his first hit of the game count. That is a 2-run single to make it a 1-run game. Tim Tawa, he's pretty quick, so there's no way they turn this double. No way. A Houdini act saves the Marlins. They are now 35-45, which isn't very good, but they've won 5 in a row versus some pretty good teams. The Diamondbacks are 41-40. This game was over before it began. Bryce Terang and the Brew Crew scored double digits against the Rockies. Terang had a 2-run single. There's an RBI for Sal Frelick, and now 3 RBIs for Jackson Chourio. It is not easy to get one to go the other way on a line drive, but Jackson, he's just that talented. The Rockies kind of made it a close game. They scored a few. Milwaukee got 1. Jimmy Herget, I think that's how you say his name. He is steaming angry. He's like pointing at the umpire. Contreras scores. Herget, he's yelling, and the umpire said, "You have to declare. What do you want me to do?" I think when he said declare, when there's a runner on third base, you have to declare whether or not you're going to be out the windup or the stretch. I think that's why it was a balk. The Rockies got a few more because of, I don't know, why did I write down Sam Fulford? His name is Braxton Sulford. Sulford? I don't know how I botched that name so bad. It's Braxton Fulford. He had 3 RBIs on 2 separate doubles. The second came after this tag. Joey Ortiz flew to catch it. He hit the runner right in the schnoz. I will admit that Fulford's second double was kind of lucky because Collins, he got there and just flat out dropped it. Chourio, he secured a 4 RBI day, and then he scored on a 2-run double from Yelly, who out of nowhere has 59 RBIs. The Brewers have won 3 games in a row. They're 2 games back of the Cubs for first place. That does it for today's recap. Sorry I kind of sped through it, but I have a lot to do today. But if you did make it until the end, I know you're one of my more valuable viewers, and I got a favor to ask of you guys. The best way you guys can support me today is going over to Fuzzy Gaming. I'll have the channel in the pinned comments. I posted a brand new video where we opened over 600, 700 packs, something like that. So all you have to do is go subscribe, click on that video, and watch as much as you can. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything. I'll catch you in the next one.